think we learned that we don't let egos get in the way. We don't care that much. We just want our friends to have fun and to run events that our friends will enjoy. So, it's like running an event is like cooking a meal for people. You could be the best steak chef in the world, but if somebody's vegan, they're still not going to like it. So you just have to understand what what everyone wants and what everyone enjoys. And
Welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
I'm Old Man Raptor, and today, folks, we have two guests, and they are, and we'll start from this corner and go that way. Unless you want to go the other way, and that's fine.
I'm Killer Leprechaun. I'm a VR DJ. I'm the co-owner of EuroCorp and the owner of the Lucky Charm Bar.
Oh.
I'm Ridiculous. I'm co-owner of EuroCorp and just a general piece of shit, I guess.
Oh.
General what? Did he just say a general piece of shit? Did I hear that right or what? Okay, maybe that was mine. Maybe hold on, let me get the earplugs out of my ears. Maybe I heard that wrong. I don't know.
I'm doing my best, okay?
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I've never seen anybody introduce themselves. I'm just a regular piece of shit. No big deal. No big problem. Come on in and join us. Oh, God help me.
First time for everything.
Oh yeah, definitely right now was the first. Very the first. You can put yourself on the first list of that shit right now. My God. I hate to see when he's having a good day. Walking, I'm the ass that just lives across the street, throws rocks at your car. No big deal. Keep driving by.
I'm doing my best, okay?
Well, let's start with the meat and potatoes of this conversation then. What are you most known for? How'd you get started? And what got you into Vrchat?
Yeah, I think Lep should start, I guess.
In regards to EuroCorp in general, or
before VR as well with the Lucky Charm,
Yeah, I mean, with us coming together and kind of the whole origin story of EuroCorp, I suppose, where we got to at this point, starts with me coming into Vrchat after I hadn't played it since 2018 or 2017. And I was only on and off at the time. I come in, I start to play it a little more often, and I kind of find a community in the bar scene of Vrchat and bar communities. I was with a bar for a while called the Scarlet Elixir, which I did work for them and learned kind of how it all works. That group fell apart. I set up my own group to keep kind of all the friends and everybody I made. I created the Lucky Charm from that to kind of keep everything going, and we ran that bar from I think it was July 2023 up until now. It's still going. I take less part in running it nowadays, but it's still going. And it was through that then that Ridiculous came through. We started to accumulate a lot of Irish members because being Irish, I run. I try to any kind of Irish person I come across, I'll obviously go over and say hey and try and get them to join the group, and so we can kind of keep our own little community kind of together. So I met Ridiculous, and it was one of the nights I think we kind of got bored. We were kind of bored of the kind of the usual thing that was going on with the bar scene, and Riddick suggested we go to a rave, and I was like, I don't know if that's my thing. IRL raves weren't that big of a thing to me. Though I do love music, so yeah, I said yeah, screw it, let's go. I ended up going to Shelter, and from there, that's it. I fell in love with the rave scene here after seeing one of the nights at Shelter. I don't even remember who was playing that night, but it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and yeah, it was. Since then, it's been. I decided, we'd go to more raves together. because it was like kind of a whole new kind of experience for us. And so we from there it kind of evolved. It was like I wanted to pick up I wanted to become a DJ. More or less because I had been sorry, I'm just gonna fix myself. More or less because I had been I was how do I put this? I've been playing music since I was 7. I was in a band, a heavy metal band, for about 10 years, called Theories Divide. I was the guitarist of that band. I played live, I toured, I made 2 albums and a single and 2 music videos. And we stopped in 2018, and since then, I've been dying to like keep playing, and haven't seen like a lot of the music that a lot of the music that people play in here, the performance, the energy, just the vibe itself really attracted me. So I decided I'd become a DJ, and I picked it up about just over a year ago, and I've been going since. And then it was then at that point that we kind of, along the same lines, we decided that we'd set up our own club, and we would set up EuroCorp.
Oh, so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Same story for you. What got you in?
So I joined. I dipped. You see the memes on YouTube and stuff. I dipped into Vrchat a few times. Like I was like, oh, this seems like a fun time. Join in, never quite fit in, and then be like bored and go play other VR games. And I was playing like shooters and the usual bits during all of quarantine. I missed out on the Rave scene, unfortunately. But I joined probably like at this point I'd like less than maybe 20 hours in Vrchat, and I joined maybe the 3rd or 4th time, and I just, as you do, you look at the instances, you see where people are, and I think at the time Midnight Bar was one of the like, instead of Black Cat, it just happened to be Midnight Bar was the instance I went to, and out of pure happenstance, it was Killer Leprechaun. He was running this Lucky Charm. It was an Irish bar. I was Irish. I go in and there's Irish people there, and it was like I'd played good shooters. I played at Half-Life Alyx, but it was the first time I felt like I was in VR. I felt immersed instead of just playing a game. I felt like I was at a place, and for me that was it was super immersive. It was super interesting. It was something I wanted to recapture. And then I went and I was looking at like different videos and what else is in Vrchat. I found Shelter. I went just to check it out, and it was amazing. It was super immersive. It was super. It drew me in. And then I came back to the bar after making friends with all the other Irish people at the bar, and I was like, "Hey, you got to check this out. This is super interesting." So that's around the time when we met, and yeah, we've been kind of hooked on the rave scene ever since.
Yeah, it's really really gripped us quite deep. Like we do love it.
Yeah.
As I said, like it kind of reawoken my love for EDM. Like as I said, I was in a heavy metal band for the longest time. That was kind of strictly my style for the longest time. But I actually, like, when I first started getting a taste of music, like my first album was like Daft Punk Discovery. So I loved like house music and kind of funk house and kind of that style. I had a love for electronic music for ages. I even play synthesizers still to this day, and I'm not very good at it, but I still like love producing some stuff, so this kind of reawoken my love in that, and I kind of finding my place here, yeah, it's good.
Oh, so what were some of the
It's been a
early
wild ride
events?
so far.
What have been some of your early
Sorry,
events at
go on.
EuroCorp
Yeah.
like?
So yeah,
you go.
the first event was so the first few shelters we went to were like early 2023, and then we spent 2024 like getting into the rave scene and just learning, like getting a feel for it. And then we wanted to open a club around, I think, March, around St. Patrick's Day, and we were working
Yes.
on maps and stuff, and like as soon as we kind of, because so EuroCorp before Vrchat, EuroCorp has like a long history. Like it's over 25 years. It's something I keep running in games. Like even when games were like text-based MMOs. So like this is like in '99 and stuff like this. So it has a deep lore and a deep aesthetic. And as soon as we started like talking about it with our friends, everyone was kind of all in on. Like everyone like likes it, likes the aesthetic and the vibe, I guess, the culture. So yeah, we got a couple of people together and we started. We actually had like we planned a birthday party and then we had the real life event as well that same weekend.
Even before that, I was gonna say we just to kind of add to our little, adventures into shelter. There was, I mean, it wasn't just shelter. We had, we kind of went around and we tried to talk to as many people and try and meet as many people in this community and just kind of make friends as much as possible because we really wanted to become active in it. So we'd go to places like house, like some bigger events like House in a House when Intermodal was running that, or Server Room, when whenever they were running things, we try and find like some of the bigger events that we would be interested in going to, and we'd go there and meet people. But we wouldn't just go and talk to people and say, hey. We'd always show up really, really drunk and like would be in. We would kind of slightly troll the instance a little bit, like just. We would get like a gang together of people and like all go in like similar abbeys and kind of go in and rush the place and just kind of build our own kind of vibe, as Irish people say, a bit of crack, which is fun. We say in Ireland. So we'd go in and build our own bit of crack, like, and just and kind of win people over with our stupid drunken antics, and it helped us quite a lot. With making friends and kind of learning all the groups and the communities and and just kind of getting kind of your foot in the door of these kind of communities and being welcomed in a bit, and kind of showing people that you have something. I guess you have something kind of to offer, in a sense
I think when we started. Like I think a lot of people who come into Vrchat, they'd see the YouTube videos and the memes, and like the community is super wholesome and super encouraging and super enriching, and everyone's kind of super welcoming. But I think like some people did come for the troll stuff, and then they matured and they kind of hung behind. They came to like whatever kind of mischievous event that they wanted to. Some Sonic Knuckles meme or whatever, and they come into Vrchat and they find it interesting enough and they stay behind. Like, so I think there's a very mischievous side to the community as well, and I think like some of the events are like so focused on being like music purists in a good way. Like, but like I think a lot of people like a bit of mischief and a bit of just messing around as well. They want to have fun.
That very much influenced our kind of, as you said, our earlier events. So as Riddick was saying, it was around Patrick's Day that we wanted to try and get an event going, but I don't think we didn't really get around to it. We couldn't plan it up on time. So our first event that we actually ever planned was, I believe, your and Caro's birthday.
Yeah.
It was Riddick's birthday and a friend of ours, Caro's birthday, and we decided that we'd just we'd pull the trigger and just go for it. I don't think we were 100% ready yet. Like, I don't think we felt like we were 100% ready yet. This map was 90% there. And it was good enough to run something in. But it wasn't perfect. And we just kind of, as I said, we just pulled the trigger and said, all right, let's do it. We'll do a big birthday party. And of course we had everybody, we had all our friends and everything that we met. And so we made a poster, we threw it out. And people came. It was pretty busy instance, like, and a lot of the biggest thing for me, especially when it comes to running these events, is I want to like create a nice kind of an entertaining vibe. Vibe is a big thing for me. So like the atmosphere to be merry and jolly, and you want people to be like having fun and chatting and interacting and listening to good music. And it's not strictly the music. It's like the whole atmosphere. Like is what really is what I was trying to drive for, and we nailed it at that party. I don't think there was a single sober person in that instance. Not at all. That was a messy night. We were supposed to run for was it 4 or 6 hours or 4 hours. I think we only had 4 DJs. That's right. We only had 4 DJs lined up, so it was a 4-hour planned event, and it ran for 8 hours because we did an open deck and more people wanted to play. So that was a late night for me. But yeah, it was well worth it. It was crazy, yeah. But we learned our lesson very quickly that 8-hour instances are very taxing and they're not easy to pull off. So we try to avoid doing that next time.
Yeah.
And from there, we just that was it. Like once we did that, it kind of got us over that hump of like uncertainty, and we were kind of like, we can do this again, you know. And we saw some of some of the flaws that we had in the map. We did the birthday event. We got them fixed. There's still a couple that need ironing out. Of course, it's always a work in progress, but yeah, for the most part, we got the things that we needed fixed, and we just went again, and we kind of tried to theme it on things. I think Riddick is probably better at explaining how we kind of operate in terms of like time zones.
So EuroCorp has like a long history, and it's always been styled as kind of like this cyberpunk megacorp. So bringing it into Vrchat is the aesthetic we kind of want. Like we kind of want to chase like there's a slight hint of roleplay to it. So it's kind of like with wrestling, you know, EuroCorp is like, we want to be the heel of the Rave community. So you know, menacing, like not disrupting, but like menacing events with like, you know, we like people do Twitch raids, they send their viewers to another stream, but like very few clubs will do like, when they close up, it's like, okay, let's all go to this club. Let's, you know, support the homies over here. So we like to do that, but like as kind of like make it a fun thing to do. So, you know, we'll dress up as whatever avatar and go menace some event.
We tend to keep it like as Riddick said, we try to keep it kind of like corporate, or like mega corporation. As you can see, my Avi is done up in this business attire with the EuroCorp logo on it, and we try to kind of flaunt our wealth of people, and we'll run up the DJs while they're playing and throw money at them and go say, "You're bought, get bought, you know, you belong to us now," and we'll kind of do things like that. But no, obviously, it's not to. The reality is we're not actually trying to disrupt or annoy clubs. It's all part of that, you know. Again, it's all part of the antics that we like to play. It's all in good faith and good fun, you know. But it's nice when people run along with the joke. It's nice to role play it a bit. We'll do things, even in some cases with our event posters, we'll do things that are kind of business oriented. Like our last event was like a printout on the sheet. The lineup and everything, and it was like we kind of done it like a business merger between two groups because we were collaborating. And even funnier, and it kind of worked in our favor, was we had a bit of a mishap in our timing for our first DJ, so we had to move things a little bit, and so I ended up getting inserted into the set kind of last minute to kind of help keep the timing, you know, so we didn't have to shift the times too much. And so I went back to our guy who did the poster for us, and I said, "Can you like add me into this? Like, is this somebody who took some Tipex and like just changed the time for the main DJ, and then just took some pen and scribbled my name, like, and just squeezed it in between everybody?" And it was just like, yeah, just, you know, just add that in. And he straight away, he's like, "I got you," and we got exactly that. It was perfect, you know. So we like to kind of roll with that. Or do dossiers on people or things like that. Like, give the impression that you know, we don't ask people to play for us. No, we make them play for us. They get like, we'll grab them in a van and drive them here and force them to play for us, you know, kind of thing.
Whoa.
Like
Wait a minute,
evil
wait a minute.
Megacorp shit. Like,
Wait a minute, how in the hell does that work if they're here in the United States? You got one of the water vans that go across water? I've never seen one of those.
we're a mega corporation. We're everywhere. We may be EuroCorp, but we're everywhere.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure I get my story straight. By the way, between the two of you, when you're moving, when you got into VR, what's the weirdest thing either one of you saw in VR? When you
Oh
first
shit.
came?
Okay.
Oh my god!
This is gonna be good. This one's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm ready for this.
You can go first because
I don't even know if I should bring up some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah, don't bring it. Look, I'm innocent. Don't throw me under the
I'm
bus.
innocent.
Don't throw me
The
under
one
the
who's
bus.
least
We got
innocent
innocent people here
always
tonight.
says they're innocent. So I call bullshit and shenanigans.
Yeah, no doubt.
I won't go into detail. Some stuff is under a lot of influence. We'll call it that. Under certain substances. So
How spicy can we make this conversation?
yeah.
I'd say don't get us banned, otherwise go for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell the story. I don't want to tell the story about that fucking furry convention thing. When
I can tell the story about
no,
Fire
don't
Skull's
fucking
house.
tell that one. No, okay, I'll tell the furry.
No, not that one. No. Keep that one in the bag.
That doesn't
We'll have
make
to talk
anyone
about
in a
that
good
one
light.
later.
Okay, there's no winners
I don't
there.
have to
There's no
name it.
winners there. There's no winners there. There's no winners. Okay.
Hey,
So-
do you
I don't
want me
even-
to
I'm
take my
afraid
hat
to say
off and
some
pull
shit.
out and say they could put that one to work? I'll just take my hat
I'm
off and
afraid
put the
to say
numbers
some
in.
shit.
Okay, so like for me, I guess it was the fucking when I took like a heroic dose of shrooms and went to that furry convention.
No.
Okay, you got my attention. I want to hear this.
So it was the first time I did shrooms in VR, and I my scales was broke, so I was like, I'll eyeball it, and then the bulb was out in my kitchen, so I was like, I'll eyeball it in the dark. And they were kind of weak last time, so I was like rounding up, and I took way too much shrooms. And I was being babysat in VR, and people are taking care of me, but I was like looking where everyone is, and everyone was at this instance, and I thought it was like a rave or a club, and I went, and it was one of the like Californian furry conventions,
Oh.
and they were having like this portal event, and I was on the ground crawling around, like I was like crawling around the ground looking at this big fucking jumbotron. It was like 2 a.m. our time, but for them it was like noon or some shit. I don't know. It was still kind of early, and there's like children. There's like children there. So it's like noon in the day, and they're at this furry convention, and they're looking at a jumbotron, and they're looking at this portal, and there's all these people, and there's like me crawling around on the ground like a gremlin. So it was not. I keep getting into these
Hey,
situations.
Mom, what's he on? I don't know. Why is he crawling on the floor in VR? I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
Well, it wasn't a good moment. It did not. It doesn't make it doesn't make me look good.
So the weirdest thing
Hey,
you've
hey.
seen was you were the weirdest thing someone's seen in VR.
Yeah. But like, the
Okay,
thing
so
about
that's
VR,
what
when
it
you're
is,
doing
yeah.
VR is if you take screenshots and stuff, you can, like, a couple of days later, you're like going through what you were doing, and you're like looking at screenshots from your perspective of things you definitely don't remember. So I think that's interesting.
Well, thank you for
I
sharing.
shouldn't have recorded any of that. That's a
Yeah,
mess.
that's great. That's great. At least he wasn't ralphing in the plant.
Between the bar stuff and between the rave stuff, it's hard to like nail down what's the weirdest thing I've seen. God. I mean, some weird stuff goes on in the bathroom or the hot tub of the midnight bar.
Oh
Well,
boy.
back when this is back before they even had a
Wait.
no ERP rule in those places. There was some wild
Wait a
stuff
minute,
going
wait a
on in
minute. It
there.
wasn't a hot dog. It wasn't a hot dog and something else getting it on, was it? Because we've heard that tale. Oh yeah,
Oh, we
we've heard
love
that
that.
tale
We,
more
we,
than
we
once.
always we always
the
love that
wine
when you
bottle
turn
and the
on
hot dog, yeah.
yeah, when you turn off when you turn off the very pores and you see the fallback, and there's nothing worse than seeing a wine bottle and a hot dog getting it on in a corner.
You know, one of my
No,
weirdest things I've seen was the first time I saw ERP, and I was very intoxicated. I was on a drinking night, and I had two fallbacks going on. It was two cacti, and they were just undulating just above the mirror, and they were muted, and they're just going at it. And everyone's at the mirror trying to awkwardly not look up at the mirror while they're just undulating.
I mean, it's like
horrible word.
it's like trying to see two desktop users ERPing together. It's like watching two planks of wood just clapping together. You know what I mean? It's like
It's okay until the knots pop out. Then you're
Oh
okay.
no!
I mean, what have I seen? I've seen people getting like sat on in the midnight bars, hot tub again. Back when this was way before they ever brought in this whole. And I know it's always been kind of there, but before it became upfront about it, when they had like there was no such thing as a no ERP rule in those worlds. You could walk in, and next thing you would see somebody just getting their face ground down by some like e-girl or some like sex robot, just going at it like on top of them. Dude would come out of there looking like Voldemort, you know, like no.
Voldemort. Hey, I wonder if he had his special wand in play, right?
This isn't that kind of website, Raptor. Go to Black and
Oh,
orange,
okay,
love
just
it.
double checking. Yeah.
This interview is just gonna make us look like a pair of scumbags. And,
I know. We aren't.
it's on you. I'm blaming you for this shit. Fuck you.
Well,
You always pick an easy way out.
well,
Yeah,
all the time, but it's
let's
usually
play
me.
into this topic.
Yeah,
You
so
said
I
something
knew
that made me interesting earlier. You said earlier on you would like go into like single avatars and have a bit of fun at the instance. Would you mind recounting some of the more memorable moments you would do that? Like when you were having
Here
fun
we
in
go.
instances.
I was
Yeah,
kind
you piece
of
of shit.
just to save us a little bit. I was purposely trying to keep that vague, but I can go into it if you want.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
because-
Please do.
So I
Please
will
do.
give you. For your viewers, I'll give a little bit of backstory only because
Oh
some
my
people might need a
God.
bit of context for this, right? So living in Ireland, we're from the Republic of Ireland. As you may know or may not know, there is Northern Ireland. It's a separate part of Ireland. It's still part of the UK. Republic of Ireland is its own country. Northern Ireland's still part of the UK, and for the longest time, the two of us, like Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, have been like smacking at each other about unified Ireland or staying with the UK. And there's even more to that. There's Protestants, Catholics. I won't go too far into it, but there's all of that history going on there, right? Nowadays it's not seen so negatively. It's still there, absolutely. Like it's still the violence and all that is tamed down, but there's still like this deep rooted, history there. But a lot of the more the newer generations kind of are starting to just kind of see it not in the same vein. We're kind of I want to be careful with my words here because some people might get upset by it, but we're
I'm gonna
taking
get
it a bit
upset
more
at this
lightheartedly. we're taking it more lightheartedly is the way to put it. We're memeing on it a lot more, like between people from the north and people from the south. So what we tend to do is and I could even show it to you, but I found an avatar that's based on, I think it's Arma 1. It's very janky looking, it's very PlayStation looking avatar, and one of the things you can do to it is customize the face, and one of the faces on it has a tree-hole balaclava on it, which is the staple look of the IRA. So we band together, we run into instances, we pretend to be the IRA, and we tend to take over the instance and take everyone hostage, and like
We call it
basically
dieharding.
Die Hard.
You do a
Perfect.
Die
Yeah.
Hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll run in, like, I'll run up to a DJ and point my little shitty looking M16 in his face and go, hey, fucking put a bomb under your deck.
Oh,
You keep playing and keep playing the funky tunes. And, like, that's it. We don't antagonize the people, obviously, but I'll do things like I'll say something antagonistic, like I put a bomb under your deck. But I'll tell him, like, keep playing the tunes, keep making me dance or else, you know, that kind of thing, to encourage them a bit more, you know. And we'll, it's, some people could see this as bad. Thankfully, we've had good response from it, but it's that kind of stupid shit. There was one time we did, I think it was Sanctum, where we ran in as a group.
No, it
And we
wasn't
encountered-
Sanctum. It was a different place.
Was it?
I don't know where it was. Yeah, it wasn't. No.
It may have been a different place, yeah.
Yeah.
And we ended up encountering a whole gang of English people in, like, cardboard. They were all kind of decked out in these cardboard knights. They had, like, cardboard shields and cardboard, like, toilet roll swords and things. And they heard us pretending to be the IRA. They turned into they went from being whatever group they were to being an English group, and the two of us had an all-out war outside the Rave room. Now, a friendly one at that. Like, we were all cheering each other after it, but it was funny. We all started beating the crap out of each other outside of Rave.
Jesus Christ.
Like everyone had full body tracking, and everyone kind
Yeah,
of
everyone
like
was full
had
body
this
tracking.
like this. Yeah, because there's people coming into the event, and they came down the stairs, and yeah. The brawl was in Sanctum, actually. Yeah, I thought it was the other thing you were talking about. Yeah, the brawl was in Sanctum, and it was just on the stairs, and then people coming into the event, and they're like walking in the stairs, and there's like 20 people having this like street brawl, like with full body tracking
smacking each
outside.
other.
They're like, "What the hell's going on out here?"
Just completely.
Jesus criminy.
Everyone was role playing it so well, you know. You'd go up and you'd smack somebody with your rifle. They're like, ah, and you're just like, eat that and stuff, you know. It was so good. And we never met those guys afterwards as well. It was just one of those moments where it was
we never
just
saw
like,
them again. Yeah,
you know, one off and one and done kind of thing.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's
that's
what
kinda
makes
this-
like that's what makes Vrchat special, is just these magical instances and events of like these things happen, and they're with people you'll never see again. And the instance creator might close the instance, you might never see that map again. All the like, if the servers closed down tomorrow, without like what you guys are doing, there'd be no documentation, no history of what happened in here. It's just our memories, and it's kind of like when a world closes down or when an event closing down, it's like it's kind of like it just existed temporarily. I think it's kind of neat.
It's what makes VRChat the most special ever. It's if either you go
Yeah.
into an instance, you
Yeah.
enjoy it while it's there, and then enjoy the moment. Oh, well, the last time I saw you here, Novid, was October.
Yeah, absolutely. That ghost ship was definitely something, to say the least. But we're here now.
Here to tell you something amazing. Right now, PJKT application is open until May 12th. So if you go right down the description, which will give you to the Discord, discord.gg/PJKT, we'll have all the information you need to sign up for your community, your creators. We're open to communities, creators, and people building things, and content creators as well. Everything is right down in the Discord, right for you. What else do we have here? What is PJKT, Novid?
Well, PJKT is a virtual convention here in VRChat that holds many different types of events within Project Fest, from film showcases with Project Lens, from developer talks with Project Inc., as well as many live performances and many different events held by the community through our events applications forums as well. It'll also be down in that Discord, discord.gg/PJKT. So, of course, make sure to go check it out.
Most definitely. And PJKT this year is going to be June 27th through July 7th. So mark it down in your calendars. We'd love to see you there. See you this summer, folks.
Yep.
Speaking of moments, what have been some of your guys' favorite moments while running EuroCorp?
In EuroCorp specifically, or just, you know, during our period of running EuroCorp and VRChat in general?
I'd say during the period, because a lot's happened. Yeah, we had the IRL events. We met, we had people over, literally we had one event, and then we had two meetups. We had the the meetup, and then Ashley came over from New York as well. So
Yeah.
we've had a couple of meetups. We went to me, Lep, and another guy went to a techno gig as well. So like since we started EuroCorp, we've made a lot of friends, and meeting those friends and engaging in like different activities with them, just a community. Like, I think that's my favorite. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my
Yeah,
just
taking
the
it beyond, kind of taking it
broadness
beyond
of it, not
VRChat.
yeah. Sorry.
Kind of taking it beyond VRChat, and kind of it, it's not just a club. To us, like it's building a group of friends. It is a friend group, like, and we want to actually hang out with these people, IRL, not just on VRChat, and give them an opportunity to hang out with us, So yeah, we organized, again, it was kind of a trial thing. We organized a small meetup, and some guys from the UK came over, some guys from Northern Ireland came down. Most people from Ireland came because we held it, in Dublin in Ireland. So I think overall we had like 15 people over the course of the weekend. It wasn't huge or anything, but like it was something, and it was
for
really,
a
really,
group
really.
that had one event that,
Mhm.
was just a group of people. It wasn't that big a group at the time. We'd only had one event, but we still had like a lot of people meet up and hang out. So yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, it was a good time together, good fun, and with that, like we were looking to plan we're go beyond that. Like we're not beyond it. Sorry, we wanted to kind of expand on it. Is a better way to put that. So we're actually looking to plan doing a more sizable, I suppose, or kind of a.
We're looking to actually rent a club rather than have a house party, and get DJs from all over. So yeah,
we want to have a real
real
VRChat meetup. There was something I was talking to some people from the UK before, from the other groups, and they'd said that you have Fishbowl, you have Four Seasons. There's a lot of the meetups, and they're great. But they're all kind of in Central Europe. Now, I mean, that's not the hardest thing for us to get to, but they kind of noticed or kind of added that there is nothing in like the UK and Ireland for that kind of. We don't have that kind of thing in the UK and Ireland. So we kind of were like, well, we could possibly set something up like that. And give people an opportunity to meet up in Ireland, and have a bit of fun with us, So we wanted to, as Riddick said, we want to rent a club. We want to get a couple of DJs over from all over. Anybody would be welcome. It's not just strictly Ireland, UK.
The usual like VRChat meetup, but there's something lacking in the British Isles. So yeah, the plan. Somewhere central, so probably Dublin because there's a large airport here. So we were looking at August for the big real life event. So we'll see how that goes, I guess.
Oh
yeah,
that's very exciting. What spawned that first meetup, and how did it go with the 15 people who showed up? May I ask?
Yeah, what did spawn that actually? I don't even remember.
So it was a combination of things. It wasn't just EuroCorp, to be fair. For the longest time, as I said before with the Lucky Charm, we had kind of grown like a mini community of Irish people in the Lucky Charm. And by the way, it's not strictly Irish people. There's a crap load of people in the Lucky Charm that are from all over the world. But a lot of Irish people started to gather into it because it's an Irish bar. It's kind of just something that they can associate with a little bit. And there's other Irish people there that they can chat with, and and we can kind of associate similar interests with each other as well, all being in VRChat. So it helps in that sense. So I'd always kind of envisioned having a bit of an Irish meetup, like with the Lucky Charm, for the longest time. And then it was that Riddick said he wanted to. Well, I had to push the idea to Riddick that I wanted to do a meetup, and Riddick kind of said, well, like we could, he kind of gave me kind of a realistic idea of how we could do it, in Dublin. And so we kind of drew up a plan together, and I kind of just announced it between the EuroCorp and the Lucky Charm groups. To be fair, a lot of people in EuroCorp are also part of the Lucky Charm. They're fairly like tight knit together. I wouldn't say they're the same thing. They're not the same entity, but like they're kind of brother and sister groups. One spawned, definitely EuroCorp spawned out of the Lucky Charm, but it is its own separate thing. But a lot of people who are in EuroCorp are also in the Lucky Charm. So it was kind of just this, it was at first it was kind of this thing of getting people from EuroCorp and getting people from Lucky Charm and just kind of doing a meetup in general. And it worked out that well that we were like, well, we could, using EuroCorp, we could, or being, sorry, not using EuroCorp, but being EuroCorp, we could, we could actually turn this into something bigger. We could turn it into an actual event, kind of a party thing, and make it a bit more meaningful,
Yeah.
With the people coming down, the 15 people that came down, it went really well. We didn't have 15 like in total. It was split between 2 days. It was on a bank holiday weekend, so we had 3 days to kind of mess around. So we did it over the course of mostly 2 days. One day obviously being recovery or letting people go home. And yeah, we had 2 guys. It was 2 guys from the UK come over, 2 guys from Northern Ireland come down, and about the rest were all Irish, Irish based.
Bibo came from Germany.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yes, my partner came from Germany as well. I forgot. He lives with me now, so I forgot. He wasn't living with me at the time. So yes, yeah, Bibo did come from Germany as well. We had one German person. So yeah, I mean, it was a nice turnout. Everyone got along very well with each other. It's just we want to. How do I put this? We want to. A lot of people in here have social anxiety, I've seen, and we wanted to kind of give people a chance to break that mold of talking to people in VR and actually talk to people IRL, but not be afraid. Like, they're talking to people that you know already. You just haven't met them IRL. You just haven't seen them IRL. And we wanted to kind of carry the same vibe that we have in VR chat, but put it in a real put it in a real life situation, and give people that comfort that they can, they can hang with people IRL and have a bit of fun, and we can go around and go to different pubs and just try different drinks, and it was kind of that. It was a bit of a pub crawl and a bit of food, and then a house party back at Riddick's house.
Oh.
So yeah, it worked out very well.
Sounds like you guys had a really good time.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh. Yeah, it was memorable.
Boy.
I have another question for you.
Somewhat memorable, I'll put it that way.
I have another question for you as well, because you said earlier on the first event you ran for the birthday party is a bit janky and you fix things over time. How have your events changed over time within EuroCorp after you've altered them, and what caused those changes?
It was mostly through user feedback, scheduling.
Yeah.
As I said, we learned very quickly. Don't be so quick to do open decks, because it can always bite you in the arse.
I think we learned that we don't let egos get in the way. We don't care that much. We just want our friends to have fun and to run events that our friends will enjoy. So, it's like running an event is like cooking a meal for people. You could be the best steak chef in the world, but if somebody's vegan, they're still not going to like it. So you just have to understand what everyone wants and what everyone enjoys, and just
make it obvious, and of course make it obvious to the people who are coming that this is what you're running. Make it very clear that you're running this genre or this kind of theme for the night or whatever. But it's not just saying. It's not even just through saying, "Oh, we're doing a disco house, a funk house night, or a D&B night," or anything like that. You kind of do it through, especially when we're actually scheduling these things. It's kind of like you want to emphasize it through your marketing, through making your posters, and through kind of spreading the word a bit. Just have a bit of fun with it as well. Things that have changed in here. I mean, as I said, it's true. It's very open in here. We like to listen to people. We're very democratic, I guess, in how we run things. And we're always open to listen to other people's opinions, or if they find something, especially in this map, One of the major things we figured out straight away was, we didn't have a resync button at the time when we did the birthday gig, so that was like one of our priorities, to get that in so that people could resync the music and instead of having to rejoin. Or there's multiple locations that people can enjoy themselves in here. We have the vault, which we don't really use as of yet. It's not exactly ready. It's nearly there, but not exactly ready. We have the main floor, and then we have the basement. And the basement is what we use for like kind of our harder, more intimate sets, like techno basically, or hard style, or anything that's like kind of darker and heavier kind of vibe. But we very quickly realized that when people jumped down into the basement, they had no way of getting out of the basement, so we had to add a way. We had to add a way for them to get out. So that was just another change that we had to make. And as I said, it's still a work in progress. There's still things that people have kind of come back to us with, and we acknowledge it, and we're just kind of, it takes a little time to fix them, but we're working on it. Those are the kind of things that we came across straight away.
Okay.
But it's been mostly positive.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing that. Now that we know you have 3 separate rooms, do you plan on a theme for each of the rooms? The main floor, basement, and the vault?
So it's more about like, I have a strong philosophy that, like, depending on the vibe you want or the genre, like, if the world doesn't match it, it can kind of mess with the immersion. So we're building more themed maps. I don't know how old you guys are, but I don't know if you remember like the original Counter-Strike maps.
I know when they came out, but I didn't play Counter-Strike at the time.
Okay, so the next map we have is the warehouse from Counter-Strike. It's CS Assault. It was like one of the first maps, like way back, and
Yeah.
like just having this vibe that, like, it's the future that was it's VR, but it's in a familiar location for a lot of people. So having a warehouse rave in a warehouse seems like a good kind of like vibe. So like this map is quite bright, so we want to, like, the floors are a little bit bigger for like more of a house music, or like whatever genre we kind of feel might fit in a little bit better. So yeah, so we try to make maps to fit like a particular theme, like aesthetics or whatever. So yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, we're as I mentioned earlier, we're kind of the opinion about the vibe, as I mentioned to you before. It's the combination of the world, the music, the people, or us hosting it, or us as hosts actually entertaining the people as well. It's we're trying to tie it all together, and our map design kind of helps tie into that with our choice of genres in regards to that. So when you ask about the 3 rooms, the vault, I can't really say much about the vault. As I said, it's not really ready yet, so I don't have an idea. Riddick does a lot of the discussion with our map creator. So I don't really know what our intentions are for the vault as of yet. It's kind of up in the air at the moment. The main floor is kind of our generic, I wouldn't say generic, but our general use floor. It could work for house music. It can work for liquid drum and bass. It could work for many genres, pretty much. It's kind of our go-to. It is very bright, but it can work for a lot of things. But as I said, then we have our basement, and our basement is for our heavier, like, darker stuff. You get cramped in there. It is more like, what's the word? Overbearing. It's more claustrophobic. It's more, we want to be more intense with our genre choice down there. And with the warehouse map, we're going kind of darker theme on that one. So I'd say it's actually going to be more like, it's very heavy in the strobing, and it'll be more like, I'd say techno based would be a very good genre for that kind of map.
oh,
It's going to be very it would be very intense kind of map as well, but a bit more spacious, obviously.
oh. Well, thank you for sharing that. Now I'm
But we
also.
want to give.
Ooh, sorry. You
Sorry,
continue
go on.
before I continue with my thought. That would be divert the conversation.
So we wanted to kind of just give we kind of want to give the grittier vibe, because in here is kind of like, again, corporate. It's clean. It's very concrete and futuristic. Well, clean-ish. but it's it's definitely more clinical in here. Whereas our warehouse is definitely more gritty and grungy and grimy. So we want to get a bit more. We want to get that feeling across.
Ooh. Oh, well, thank you for explaining all that. Now I'm kind of curious between this map and then the warehouse you've hinted on. Since you said earlier, EuroCorp has an entire lore behind it. How do these maps fit into the lore, and what is the lore of EuroCorp?
So, EuroCorp's existed in like even when I was like a teenager and making Counter-Strike clans, like in the 90s, there was like text-based MMOs or Ultima. I'd always kind of created EuroCorp throughout that time. Sometimes like when the text-based MMOs were like in their prime, EuroCorp was like in the tens of thousands of accounts. In like other MMOs, it's been maybe 1,000 big, and sometimes it's just been like maybe 4 or 5 people. But it's been something that I've constantly run in different different games, different systems, different mediums for a long time. And there's like a lot of members out there, so we've always kind of played this like an antagonist, this megacorp antagonist like role. And so like it's always kind of almost been like it's almost like instead of like, if you imagine a club or a group to be like a clan, EuroCorp's always been this kind of like alliance kind of thing. So like it was always about bringing people together and bringing groups together and finding like how to work together to work towards something larger. So it's just been something that's like around a long time, and there's a lot of history.
Oh.
And because of that, we like to do a lot of collabs with other groups to kind of expand our business relations, if you know what I mean, our friendships, in other words, to kind of expand our reach a bit and help where we can with bringing good atmosphere and everything.
It's really just about
everything.
bringing like friends together and everyone kind of working towards because like the Vrchat, the VR Rave scene is finite. Like if people get burnt out, people get sick, people get tired, people get bored, they move, they no longer have space for VR. So there's a lot of reasons to stop coming to the VR Rave. So there's a lot of like turnover, like a job that's constantly replacing staff. So if I feel like growing the VR Rave scene and encouraging people to maybe check it out or check out VR, check out Vrchat. It benefits everyone. It benefits all the clubs and it benefits what makes the most people happy is the best option. And if you can bring someone into VR and show them Vrchat and it makes them happy and they have a good time, and the DJs have more people to play to, and there's more clubs and more instances and more going on, then everyone has a good time. That's a good thing.
So another short question is: has any of your old members of EuroCorp found out about what you're doing at VRChat? If so, what have they thought about it?
A few people have been in. Probably about 4 or 5 have come in. 3 have stayed. Like, we've been doing this for a year, and it's very hard to capture stuff with VRChat. But a few people have come in. A few people have stayed. A lot of people kind of like. I think when you show someone a video or a clip of something that's in VR, it's like talking about TV on the radio. There's a lot lost in translation, so unless they're familiar with VR, they might not necessarily get it. It's very hard to communicate the immersion with words. There's not enough dimensions to it, I think. But yeah, the people who've actually come in and put on the headsets and come into the club have all stayed.
Oh, okay.
Maybe tell them about your idea for you remember the tour that you wanted to do, the VR Rave tour.
Well, Yeah, I don't think that's flushed out enough. But yeah, we were talking about some of the clubs. We were talking about it over New Year's, but that passed. But it was kind of do you guys know what a bar crawl is?
Yes, yes, we do.
Yeah. So the idea was, like, there's been like long, like 24, 48-hour events in Vrchat, but they've always kind of stayed in the same map. And we were thinking of something like a bar crawl, but for the club scene, where a couple of clubs get together, they have an instance open for 1 or 2 hours, and then they open a portal, and everyone goes to the next instance. And the idea was to, like, maybe the first club someone joins isn't to their taste, but maybe if you went through 6 clubs in like 12 hours or something, they'd find something that was made them stay in the scene. Especially around Christmas when people get new headsets and people are exploring the scene, you can kind of expose people to a lot of different things quickly. Then maybe they're more interested in coming back again.
Wow.
Find something they like.
Sounds like a pretty cool
Yeah,
idea.
if we find somebody that like has even a slight interest in the rave scene, we always kind of feel it's almost like a duty of ours, like just to
Yeah.
take them along for the ride and shepherd them through it, and just give them an opportunity to see it. They may not like it and they may love it, whatever the outcome is, but at least it feels good to
It's just sharing
share
something
this,
you enjoy.
share this with
just
other
sharing
people.
something.
Just if I can give somebody the exact same experience Riddick gave me with shelter, like if I can give that to somebody else, then I've accomplished my mission. That's me over the moon. Like,
Oh, yeah. For some of the things you're talking about, it seemed quite interesting as well. As you guys said earlier, like at the end, you close up the instance and send people to a new club or something. That sounds pretty unique.
Yeah.
As you said, like Twitch raids. Like, what made you guys want to do stuff like that?
Well, like think like back again to like the like we all kind of like we all have our nice Avis and we all like take this, we're having a good time in here, but like a lot of people again came here into VR because they saw a Knuckles meme or a Brushhead. They thought they'd check it out and be a menace, and maybe they messed around for a couple of days, but some of them stayed and some of them became part of the rave scene. Like a lot of people came, they might stay in Vrchat for 100 reasons, but they might have come for seeing someone on YouTube or TikTok, being what we would consider like a chore, like a hassle, but like they came and then they changed. But they still have they're still the person who came, so having some kind of mischief and having some kind of like fun energy that isn't like at the expense of somebody else, like that, I think that can be encouraged, and we can have a good time in here and have fun and be silly, like.
Oh, okay.
yeah, the silly vibes are always some of the funniest vibes that you'll get in here, especially when it's done right. Those instances I mentioned earlier with the, where we rated those other groups, in our IRA obvies or whatever. Those were the moments where the silliness was like, it worked. The vibe was
Yeah,
perfect.
but we're always laughing, and other people were laughing
Mhm.
as well, and that's a good time.
Of course, yeah. As Riddick says, we do it not at someone else's expense. We do it to entertain them, not to be malicious. Like it's not to, it's never to upset anybody. It's always to just make people laugh and enhance their little experience for the night. You know what I mean? Give them something to remember.
It's not
In a
often
good
you'll
sense.
be raving in a club and then a bunch of Uganda knuckles come rushing in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then you have a story to tell people. It's something different or unique that's happened, and it's it's the magic of Vrchat. That anything can happen at any time for any reason.
So how often have you guys carried that mission on in terms of like the silliness and stuff, and what have been some of like the clubs on the receiving end of your raid? How have they responded to it normally?
Pretty positively.
Yeah,
so I was
like I think. Yeah, go ahead. There you go.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna add that. More recently, things have picked up a little bit with us, and we've kind of become a bit more spontaneous in our events. We've started to run kind of pop-ups more often, and they've actually been going pretty successful. They're more chaotic in the sense that, here we are, out of nowhere. But in doing so, we've, like, as Riddick has said, we've kind of given more of our members an opportunity to set up the instances themselves when they feel like it, and it gives us a chance then to be a bit more spontaneous with our hosting. And so when something like that is hosted, we come in with our silly antics then, and we try, as I said, it's not only about it's not just a DJ playing music in front of everybody, as much as that is the core. That would be the core piece of attention in the world, of course. Like, it is about the DJ performing in front of people, but we also want to give them. We want to make sure that they're having fun, even just talking with each other. So, like, I'll go around the instance, or Riddick will go around the instance, and we will jump between groups of people and talk with them, and and make sure that they're having fun or entertain them in a sense. We'll use our own Irish charm, I suppose you could call it that, our absolute, like, stupidity, to kind of, that silliness that you're talking about. We'll use that to kind of keep people, on that wavelength. I just want everyone to have fun and just, feel welcomed, basically, and just feel comfortable where they are. That's kind of one of our things that we do. Sorry. I don't know if you need. I don't know if you would
I
answer
feel
that.
like I'm playing tennis here. One looks at the other one, so you go, okay, what? No, okay, back here. No.
Sorry.
Okay, I got you.
Don't apologize. Say okay.
It's okay.
Mhm.
You just be you guys yourself. That's all I care.
Oh, so another question for you two is, after you've been doing it, as you said, for a year, have you expected EuroCorp and as to go as far as it has this entire trip? Expected anything going into it?
So, the first instance we had a queue. That was kind of unexpected, especially like it was still kind of early, so it was like before like a lot. So that the first event went like much better than expected, and like it's not just the like people coming to the clubs and having fun, but like even just the energy, like when people are doing like art and people are doing like memes and just messing around and stuff, like everyone like is on the same wavelength, is on the same kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like everyone kind of understands it, not just knows the idea, and everyone's like on board. So that's
When all of it comes together, perfectly, it's when, like, that's when the energy is at its highest, and it's so good to feel it, and to share it with other people, and everyone else feeling the same thing, and it ends up creating so many memorable moments, as we've mentioned. Like, afterwards, people to talk about it, and we don't do it for the talk or the stories, for the clout. In other words, we don't do it for the clout. We do it to share that moment with people. We want to create that moment for ourselves and share it with others. Just relive those special moments that we had, like when, as I said, when I first saw Shelter, or any of those other moments where everything came together perfectly and your mind was blown by it, and it left an impression on you.
I got one for mine.
Both of you, when you're doing your events and stuff like this, have you had anybody walk up to you and pat you on the back and so forth? And then in that process, what do you get out of it when you get that, earful of somebody telling you, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that? You're going to have your negatives and positives, but what do you get out of it?
Like,
It's another
okay.
staring contest.
Yeah,
Here we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Here we go. No problem.
You know the movie Bird Box, where that crazy guy is holding that person's eyes open and making them look at the thing?
Mm.
Yeah, it's like that.
Is that a Clockwork Orange?
No. Well, they had a scene in Clockwork Orange, but it's a different. Yeah, but no. It's the person was like crazy, but he was zealous about what their passion, what, like the alien or whatever was in Bird Box made them this way. But the whole point was that they wanted to share something that like felt amazing to them, and I think that's what it is. It's just when have a good time and you have a good event and the music is good and the vibe is good and all your friends are there and you have a good time, you know, I feel very lucky to be able to have that nearly every weekend. And there's some people who before Vrchat, like I was okay, I was doing okay, but I wasn't as happy as I am now. And I think just being able to have other people be happy and other people have a good time, and I think that's a nice thing to share, and I think it's a good time. And yeah,
Okay.
I could inform more people, I would. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and when and to kind of go more along what you asked specifically, like when we get that reinforcement back from somebody, it's not like we're not patting ourselves on the back, and we're not taking the pat on the back, like again, I'm not trying to inflate an ego or anything. It's more just confirmation that we're doing what we're doing what we set out to do. And it just brings us joy that that is what people are feeling. Once we get that, when we get that response back from people, then I'm, as I said before, mission accomplished.
Mm.
And
gotcha.
and I just feel I'm just glad that people can enjoy themselves. So ever since I started DJing in here, all I want, or even not even with the DJing, ever since I started the Lucky Charm, all I ever wanted to do was actually just entertain people and give them a nice atmosphere. That's a lot of this comes from the Lucky Charm as well, because when I ran those instances in the bar, it was about giving people an atmosphere of just a welcoming place, that anybody can come in, sit down, and just chat with people and have again, use the word again, have the crack, just come in, take a load off and just chat and make friends and have a bit of banter, not just strictly like give me a drink, have the drink, go away somewhere else, just a little bit more than that. And it carries over here as well. I want to entertain the people in our instances. I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel comfortable and happy to be there and just have fun. That's it. Like, just simple as. And the same thing for me as a DJ. Like, when I play, I'm not there to be bigger, I'm not there to be better than anybody else. I'm there to entertain people and just make sure that they're having fun, that they're dancing their asses off to whatever I play. I'm sharing what I love with them, and I just want them to love it too.
Okay.
So another question for you is, was there any moments that your members surprised you with something goofy or fun or something memorable? Hello, I'm actually here to interrupt the episode you're watching really quick to ask you a favor. Please come join us at any of the other locations we have. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify, both of which we post our episodes and are very up to date on both. We have Discord where you go to hang out all the time, where you're gaming and shooting the breeze over with many people over that way. Feel free to come join us. I invite you. If you wish to support us, we have a Patreon where we post a bunch of random bits, bobs, and extra podcasts every once in a while for you to go enjoy. Also, if you wish to support us while in Vrchat, we're now part of the creator economy, so please come join if you wish to support us there. It's there for you to choose if you so wish. And thank you very much, and a special thanks to some of the people who have signed up on our Patreon, which are as follows, and I have written down so I'll remember, and that's a tough thing. Forbidden Zero, Niche, Aliquum, Future Oracle, Lesser Capybara, and Frozen. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Yeah, actually, there's two moments I can actually specifically point out with the same person, and this person, DJ Timboy.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, Tim boy. No
So,
boy.
two little moments that DJ Timboy surprised us. One was, we one of the was it the birthday? It was the birthday event, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the birthday event. DJ Timboy played for during the birthday event, the first event we had. During one of his sets, we decided to jump in our IRA Avies just to mess with Timboy, because that's the kind of relationship we have with each other. We jumped in our IRA Avies and we
it's
literally bully that
EuroCorp
man,
law
yeah.
to bully Timboy. Yeah. All members need to bully Timboy.
Yeah. And so we would jump up on the table, in our IRA Abby's to start like waving our M16s in the air and gyrating our hips and everything to him, and he's just sitting there going, like just giving out like get the fuck, like giving out stink to us. And so we were all laughing, we were all having fun. And then Timboy, he finishes his set, but we realized our next DJ was going to be 15 minutes late. So we ran over to Timboy. I was like, "Hey Tim, our next DJ is going to be 15 minutes. Can you like do an extra 15 minutes of a set?" And he's like, "Can I?" He's like, "Yeah, I will." And we're like, "Cool, thanks a million, buddy." And he turns around and plays "God Save the Queen."
Oh wow! Wait till I see Timboy.
He got us back. He got us back hard. He got us back hard, and we start throwing like no symbols up at him, going no, trying to cancel him and everything. It was funny. And he's just sitting there going ha 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 ha. So he got us. And then another time that was actually funny, it was a smaller one. I don't know if everybody saw it. I don't even know if you saw it. I saw it though, and it was hilarious for me to see. It was a little interaction between Timboy and Socks. I think it was actually at the same gig. Socks ran over to Timboy while Timboy's playing, and Socks would pretend to mess with Timboy's decks in VR, and Timboy, perfect, like on point, picked up this cue and would start messing his own set. It would start messing his own decks, like to what Socks is doing, and he's like acting this out and going, "Stop touching my deck!" And you hear and like cutting and fading and all this weird shit going on while Socks is just messing with the deck. It was brilliant to see, and I was just laughing my ass off to it the whole time. I loved it. Like, yeah. So those were like some of the moments that we got surprised.
Oh, you have any?
Well, for me, anyway.
God. Jesus. No, I can't think of anything right now. You put me in the spot. Sorry.
You must know everything.
Anything.
Give us all the answers. What's A-okay? Oh, fun fact. Did you know Timboy was our very first interview? Or one of them, anyway.
Yeah. My condolences. I'm sorry.
Oh wow! I love that. Nice point. I love that. That was right on cue. That was
Today
good.
you're interviewing a Charles Dickens-esque orphan. Timboy, what do you have to say for yourself?
How you getting on?
Wow! Wait till I see Timboy. I go, "Hey, Timboy! I didn't know you were an orphan."
Fun fact as well was that Timboy was one of the people that came to our IRL meetup. He was one of the people that came down from Northern Ireland, so we got to meet him IRL. Yeah, it was fun to hang out with him.
He stole all my butter. He stole all the butter out of my house. I saw him walking down the street eating like a pound of butter.
Whoa! Wait a minute! What the fuck did he take all your butter for? I want to know this.
He's just eating this butter, like just walking down the street, just eating a pound of butter, like it was like it was chocolate.
Oh, what
the craziest shit?
Oh my god!
He said it was a cure for a hangover, but he didn't drink any alcohol.
I bet. Wait a minute.
I hope you didn't let him borrow your bathroom in the process, because I bet he is in there bombshell on the bitch.
Yeah, your bullshit's going on record
when
here.
he walked in the house. He walked in the house and knocked on the door and walks in, and he hasn't this is like 5 p.m. in the day, and he's like, "Riddick, I had a bad dream. Can I sleep with you tonight?" And I was like, "Motherfucker, you just got here. What do you mean you didn't happen about it?" So. He's got some problems, Timboy. He's got some problems.
Oh my god.
He's a bedwetter.
He's a bedwetter? Whoa. Man, you're putting marks on Timboy, and I'm going to have a field day when I bump heads with him. You just wait.
We've already said the Euro-Corp policy. It's bully the shit out of Timboy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Wow!
I'm gonna get absolutely killed for this.
Oh yeah, you'll get me. I'll get off scot-free.
He's just coming over your house eating the butter. No problem. Holy criminy!
Next time you have one of those parties in your house with Timboy, you should just get a pound of butter and just Sharpie in Timboy on the side of it, draws a little box face on it.
He'll do that himself.
Just get one of
with his
those.
teeth, like,
Get one of those
like he
kebab
eats it
machines,
like a
you know, the
corn
big
on the cob.
rotisserie
He
yoke.
just... Yeah.
It's just a giant brick of butter on a kebab machine just spinning, you know?
Well, thank you both very much for letting us get to hear your tale and a
Oh,
bit
yes.
about EuroCorp. It's been
That's
a
great.
blast. Last couple questions.
It's fun.
Last couple questions for both of you before we wrap up. First of which is the names used in Vrchat. Where did they come from, and why do you still use it?
You go first.
I'll go first. Killer Leprechaun is something I made up like yonks ago. Like back when I first started playing like online, like again with Counter-Strike and stuff. I was like, you know, I'm Irish, and I, you know, it was the most unoriginal thing. It's like I'm Irish, and like I'm gonna go kill a load of people in like first-person shooter games. So Killer Leprechaun, I'm a leprechaun that kills, you know. So it's just a name that's stuck ever since, and it's just been me, you know.
You should be
It's who
ashamed
I am
of
now.
yourself.
See, they're like us, man. They pick on us like we do. Yeah, they were great together.
Oh,
Yeah, ridiculous is it's something I've been using online for a long time now. I think it started with Eve Online, and it was just you know, you pick names or whatever. But I have a habit of whenever I do practical jokes, they get really out of hand. Like I do the most basic thing, and like it becomes a kind of thing that ends up on a newspaper. So it's like I'm not allowed to do pranks anymore, and I'm definitely not telling those stories for fuck. But yeah, so ridiculous just comes from like it's ridiculous. This ridiculous thing getting out of hand. This is an absurd situation, and I guess that's part of where like the absurdist kind of humor that like we try to cultivate comes from as well. Just mischievous.
Another
kinda...
fun fact for you, by the way, is that not many people of all of our friends, not many people actually know that his name is Ridiculous. They think it's Riddick Ulas.
Yeah, they keep. Well, that's because they're German as well. It's always the Germans who pronounce it.
When I tell them it's ridiculous, they're like, wait, they're like, what? Like, it's ridiculous? And I'm like, oh, of course it is.
Yeah, you just got to worry about him playing Harry Potter.
last and
Like an Expelliarmus, your ass.
the last question is the avatars you use. Why do you use them? Is there anything about them that means anything to you?
That's more a you question, because I change avatars every 2 seconds.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just trying to find like anyone you come to Vrchat, you try to find an avatar that feels correct. And this is an amalgamation of like two of my favorite kind of shows. This is Rimuru from reincarnated as a slime wearing David Martinez jacket from Cyberpunk, and I started using it, and when I got to the level where I was trying to make my own avatars, where I could make things better. I kind of had been using it so long that it became how people recognize me, especially because it's so bloody bright, and I blind everyone in any of the dark clubs. I wanted to fix that, but like that's how so many people know me. So it's kind of like, how much can you change and you know, and still be you? I guess in VR. I don't know. That's how I see it. So yeah.
Well, for me, it's this is actually a new addition. This Avi. I originally used to go by. I will show you now this avatar. And this is how I ran the Lucky Charm, and how I started my DJing in here in this Ori, which I had somebody customize for me. The problem with using an avatar like Ori, though, is that when it was designed, it wasn't designed with optimization in mind. It's a really hard avatar to optimize. So, and there wasn't a whole lot of customization, and so funny enough, having talked to Tim Boy and a bunch of other people, it was obvious that like going the booth avenue and becoming a booth babe was kind of the way to go. And as well as that, booth avatars are a lot more customizable. There's you can change outfits and things, change accessories. There's so much you can change and modify on them, and they're easier to optimize. So I decided I wanted to pick a Kuta avatar because I just thought it fitted the look I wanted to go for. And yeah, I had the same person who edited my Ori Avi. I came back to them with this and said, can we make a version of Kuta that would be suit me? And so they did. We've there's multiple versions of it actually. This is the EuroCorp version, and then I have my own version, which is just my kind of just DJ Killer Leprechaun kind of look as well.
Oh.
And there's some we've gone for like the kind of the Irish motifs as well, like with the Ohm and like Celtic ruins, and I got my leprechaun hat and stuff, and the Celtic tattoos and things, just to keep it a bit more, keep the Irishness in there, without going too overboard with it. Yeah, it started off as like when I was with my Ari, it was all flashy. It was like a lot of the parts of Ari, you wouldn't see it here because we've no audio link at the moment, but like a lot of the parts of the Ari would flash, and it was almost like a walking disco ball. And kind of as things kind of progressed, I decided I wanted to tone that down a lot and just be a bit more mature with the look and ground it a bit and just kind of chill out a little bit, so that's why I've kind of gone for the look I've gone for now. The only thing that's audio linked on this avatar is this badge, and the same for the other Avi. The only thing that's audio linked on that one is the little leprechaun logo will kind of dance around, and there's a tag that pulses. That's about it. And I think it actually it feels more modern that way, and I kind of this is how I feel now. I'm more comfortable in these Avis, and they're quite expressive as well. I just like the look of them.
Whoa.
So I know I kind of made a simple question a bit more in depth, but
don't worry about it.
I'm all over it. It's a whole journey of trying to find your own identity in here. What you can identify with best.
That's one of the reasons why we asked that question. Is one of the things I've always wanted to know, and since Raptor and I have been developing this platform to ask that question, is why do people choose their names and avatars? It's more personal than why do they run around in an avatar like yours with cyberpunk motifs as reference to an anime, or with your Booth Babe avatar you got going on there. It's why did you choose it? What's with the things you're on it? It's kind of, I'm just curious. One of the things that's kind of cool to know. So don't worry about it. It's gone on an entire adventure.
I agree. It's like in VR, everything about yourself you get to choose. So like even if it's untrue, it's not dishonest because it's a desire. So it's kind of like seeing people. I feel like it's like seeing people's soul. It's seeing who they are, all their choices. Their name is a choice. Their avatar is a choice. Everything's a choice. Who they choose to be in here is who they choose to be in here. And I think that's even if someone is saying something that's untrue about themselves, it's an aspiration, it's a dream, it's a desire. So I think that's more honest. So I think that's super interesting.
One of the things I've kind of found is sometimes people tend to portray themselves the way they wish they could be, or the way they could see themselves. So, for example, I'm going to pick on the e-boys you find over standing by me or chatting up the e-girls or whatever. I almost guarantee you they're not like that in real life. And the avatar is the big showy buff dudes with flashy things.
But it's who they want to be.
Yes, it's who they want to be.
Exactly.
That's why I ask the question. Why'd you choose this? Who is it you're trying to be, or you're trying to show others? It's a cool question. I enjoy it. Whether it's brief or very long, it's still a good answer. So thank you.
Obviously, I don't look like this in real life. It's more that I kind of go by. So when some people ask me this, it's like, oh, you don't look like that. Why did you choose this kind of thing? It's more along the lines of like, when you play an RPG game, and a lot of people actually just choose a female character even though they're not female. But it's like it's what they like. Sometimes people will actually choose what they're attracted to as well, rather than what portrays them per se. So there's a little bit
they
of
want to look at if they're going to look at something on their screen all the time.
Kind of, yeah,
8 hours.
yeah. I don't want to whittle it down to that, but it's kind of that. And there's a little bit of that in my choice of avatar as well. It's that Well, originally, the Ori was kind of that. It's like I wanted to look at something that I would be attracted to, and I wanted to portray that. But now it's kind of matured.
You didn't have to share that, right?
Anyway, either way, the point is that it's kind of gay. Anyway, sorry, it's matured a lot now, and it's more just like, okay, let's just pick something that is like an identity now that's more that actually more you or more kind of how you feel. And what makes you vibe.
Oh, well, thank you both for allowing us to meet you and hear your tale and all your shenanigans. So thank you. It's been an absolute honor. So thank you.
It's been great. It's
Oh,
really great.
Sorry for messed up. I was literally at a party for like 6 hours.
Oh, we got another one to go to now.
Oh, well,
Oh.
with that said, where can the audience find you if they wish to find you in EuroCorp or the Lucky Charm? All of the above.
Lucky Charm is a group, EuroCorp is a group, and yeah, we're like I'm fucking so bright I stand out in any club.
Sorry, yeah,
anyway.
you can find both groups. You can find in Vrchat. If you just search them up, you'll find EuroCorp. Or the Lucky Charm. Just look that up, you'll find it. Green logo. And EuroCorp, of course, being a big white logo, so it's not hard to miss. And then regarding the Discords, actually, I think I have. If you find the groups in Vrchat, you'll see the link to the Discords. I don't have specific links because I don't think we have the level of boosts yet. So
we have a specific link. It's in the.
Dude, but then it'll probably be
Wait,
this.
what are you talking
We're well prepped. We're well prepped.
Yeah, we're
A-okay.
super organized.
It's A-okay.
So
I
it's
think-
just our butler's asleep is what's wrong.
Well, what we can do as well as all those links for these guys will be in the description down below. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify,
Yeah.
it'll be in the episode description for you to find. So if you're going to go over to those areas, you'll see a little section called guest links, and everything there will be with one easy place for you to go find. Can't believe I forgot guest links. That's stupid. It's 2 words. Whoa.
Oh, boy.
But with that said, this is the part where we'll start engage with you, the audience, a little bit, and we'll usually ask a question, but instead we want to pick a comment instead. One of the ones I chose is actually written by posted by someone. I'm gonna butcher your name, so I'm sorry ahead of time. But Engin Rovac. I remember LumaFest, where I came back from work and I watched JT's set over Twitch stream. It was amazing. It was on a video for words. I'm good at words. Apologize ahead of time. Words, bad with words. When Snake sings. So thank you very much for posting. And his music's amazing, by the way. I'm glad you're able to see that specific show that he was talking about. Oh, and with that said, Mr. Raptor, you know the thing.
I got you. Folks, no matter what, you see these 2 Hanyaks looking that way, but maybe not. I'm looking where the cam goes. If you see these 2 Hanyaks together and everything else like this, ask them if they got their box of Lucky Charms and look for the prize. Because guess what? They're going to give you a prize that's going to really make you laugh. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one, folks. Bye.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
I wonder if you can ride the train and go inside the fucking over there. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. How big that wall is.
Goes
though.
in there and goes around. Why? And it goes around.
Oh, it does. Holy shit.
Fuck yeah, it goes fucking around. I don't know where it goes. Like I said, I just got here. I don't know where everything is.
Huh.
I'm gonna have to check this place out.
Definitely. We're going to have to.
There's another one. There's another one I gotta show you that it's
Oh?
called the, yeah, hold on. Another one is called the Cozy Woods. That one's cool.
Oh, okay. We're definitely going to have to check that out too. There's a bunch we're going to have to check out.
Yeah, there's some new ones in.